If you're on the hunt for a remote job, you already know it can feel like a total nightmare, right? But what if I told you there's a secret weapon? A way to cut through all that noise and find the jobs that almost nobody else even sees? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. You've been there. You type remote into a job site and you're just hit with this tidal wave of listings. Some are hybrid, some are for the wrong country, and let's be honest, most of them just aren't the right fit. It is completely overwhelming. But here's the thing, the jobs are out there. The problem isn't that there's a shortage of opportunities, it's how we're searching. We're using this huge, clumsy fishing net when what we really need is a harpoon. We need to get precise. So let's tackle that problem head on. Section 1, the remote job overload. How do we get past this challenge of just way too many irrelevant results? This, my friends, is where Boolean search comes in. The best way to think about it is like learning the secret language of search engines. By using just a few simple words, we call them operators, you can stop just hoping for the best and actually start telling the search engine exactly what to find. You're taking control. All right, let's open up your new precision toolkit. It really all comes down to 3 core operators and a couple of essential little tricks. I promise, once you get these 5 simple tools down, it will completely change the way you search for, well, anything. First up is and. Think of and as your list of non-negotiables. So if you search for a software engineer and Java, you're telling the search engine, hey, don't even bother showing me a result unless it has both of these terms. It's absolutely perfect for combining a job title with a must-have skill. Next, we've got or. Now, or is your best friend when you need to cast a slightly wider net. A company might list a job as developer, another might call it an engineer. By using or, you can search for both at the same time, which means you catch way more relevant jobs that just use different words. And then there's the super powerful not operator. This is your ultimate filter for just getting rid of all the junk. So if you're looking for a marketing role, but you keep getting swamped with sales-heavy jobs, you just add not sales to your search. Boom, it instantly cleans up your results. Okay, you're gonna wanna pay really close attention to this one because this is a mistake that trips up almost everyone. The not operator works differently depending on where you are. On Google, you just use a minus sign or a hyphen right in front of the word you want to get rid of. But on LinkedIn and most other job boards, you have to type out the actual word not. It seems like a tiny detail, but if you get it wrong, your filters just won't work. You've got to match the syntax to the platform. Here's another super simple trick that has a massive impact. If you search for a job title like project manager without putting it in quotes, you might get results for any old manager who was involved in any old project. By putting project manager inside quotation marks, you're telling the search engine, I only want this exact phrase in this exact order. Seriously, this one move alone will filter out so much irrelevant noise. Okay, let's pull all of this together in one spot. This is a great side to screenshot for later, by the way. You can see the operators we've talked about, and, or, not, and that super important syntax difference between Google's hyphen and LinkedIn's not. We've also added quotation marks for exact phrases and parentheses, which we're about to use to group terms together and build some seriously advanced searches. Now that we've got the toolkit, let's go hunting where most people don't even think to look. You see, Google isn't just a search engine, it's an incredibly powerful tool for finding jobs that aren't even listed on the big job boards. So, beyond the basics, Google has its own set of special moves. For example, the site operator lets you search inside one single website, and you'll see why that's a game changer in just a second. You can also use in-URL to find pages that have words like careers in the web address. And my personal favorite? After, which lets you filter for jobs posted after a specific date, so you're only ever looking at the freshest listings. Okay, now let's combine this into a real pro-level strategy. Most companies use what's called an applicant tracking system, or ATS. You might have heard of Greenhouse or Lever. By using that site operator, you can search only on those platforms, finding jobs before they even make it to LinkedIn or Indeed. So you combine that with your quoted job title and a recent date filter, and you've got a recipe for finding opportunities before pretty much anyone else. All right, next up, LinkedIn.
We all know it's a job hunting powerhouse, but with our new toolkit, we can make it work so much smarter for us.
Here is the absolute best way to use LinkedIn. First, use their easy built-in filters. So you just click the remote button. Then, in the main search bar, that's where you unleash your powerful, custom Boolean string. You're basically combining the platform's convenience with your own surgical precision. This two-step dance gives you the best of both worlds.
Okay, it is time. Let's put everything we've learned together. We're going to combine all these operators to craft what I call a power query, a single search string designed to find the absolute best jobs, the ones that offer true, genuine flexibility.
Now, this is a really important distinction you've got to understand. The term fully remote doesn't always mean what you think it means. It can still mean you have to live in a specific state or country or work in a certain time zone. The real golden ticket, the magic keyword, is work from anywhere. That's the phrase that signals true location independence.
So, to find those truly flexible roles, we need to search for the right kind of cultural keywords. You're looking for signals. Phrases like distributed team or asynchronous communication are huge clues that a company is built from the ground up to support remote work properly. These are the keywords that unlock the very best opportunities.
And look at this. This is what a real Power Query looks like when it all comes together. See what we did? We used parentheses to group our job title options, software engineer or developer. Then we used and to connect that group to our flexibility keywords. And finally, we used the minus sign to get rid of any mention of hybrid or on-site. This single string is like a laser beam for finding amazing roles.
Here are a few more examples for different jobs. This is another one you're definitely going to want to screenshot. Notice for that mid-level product manager role how the Google search targets greenhouse and excludes senior, but the LinkedIn one uses not to exclude both junior and senior. You can just copy and paste these formulas and adapt them for whatever role you're looking for. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet.
Okay, you have officially mastered the search bar, which is a massive advantage. So for our last section, let's just cover a few quick tips that will amplify your search results even more.
Look, don't let that perfect Power Query you just built go to waste. Save it. Set up alerts on Google and LinkedIn so the best new jobs come directly to you. And remember, finding the listing is only half the battle. You've still got to research the company culture, tweak your resume to highlight remote skills, and tap into your network. Your Boolean search will find the opportunity, but these steps are what will help you actually land it.
And that's it. You are now officially in control. You have the complete toolkit to slice right through the chaos and find incredible jobs that most people will never, ever see. So the only question left is, what hidden opportunity are you going to find first?